I'm going to do a video on amps and effects. One of my friends here on YouTube actually requested that I do this. So today I'm going to try to show you, to the best of my ability, how to use your amp to get the sound you want. Alright, so right now I'm hooked up into my simple amp here, just one of the regular standard amps. I'm not hooked up to the effects pedal anymore, and this is the only amp that is producing any sound. And I'm not using anything but my camera's microphone to record this sound, just to keep it simple and to keep it where you can hear this for yourself. Just what I'm hearing. Now this bass is about on 4. The mid is 1, 2, 3, looks like about, and the treble is on 7. And different amps will give you different effects, different things. Mine doesn't have anything else except the volume for the amp, and you know, that's when you jack it up real loud, you know, everything, and reverb, of course. Gives you the kind of a stage effect, and here's the gain, of course. You know, and as you turn it up, you get some, you know, you have to actually turn down this volume a little bit, unless you really want to jam the place here. And this volume is for your CD input. If you would plug in something for like your MP3 player or something. And you can find these at Walmart. So let's experiment a little bit. So let's turn down the bass all the way. So it like really got trebly there. And that would be kind of good for maybe if you were solo. And your middle is what you're going to get as the life of your tone, really. Notice the difference. I'm going to play the E string, and here goes the middle. See how that like just pretty much sucked the life out of the whole sound? So now it sounds a lot fuller. Now you could have the mid like almost all the way down, bass way up, treb way up almost, and well, you can turn them all the way up, I guess. So that'll just give you this kind of gives you an in-your-face kind of tone, in my opinion. And it may not sound very good unless you add a little gain. Let me turn this down a little bit. Add some about halfway gain here. So, you know, that's just a little bit of gain there. You can turn it all the way up, and of course, once you get so high, you'll notice you'll have unpleasant. Now, the better pickups you have, the better results you have. Okay, so it's at about 80%, and now there's no squealing. And this is the kind of, before I got an effects pedal, and by the way, I have a Boss ME20. Before I got the effects pedal, this is pretty much the gain that I played with all the time, because I played with gain. That's my style. And when you're first starting out, that's all well and good, unless you really like that sound. But I wanted to go into something more, so I got effects pedals. But we'll go into that a little bit later here in this video. So let's also experiment. Let's turn down the bass about right there. Let's turn the treble right there. Let's turn the mid all the way up. What does that sound like? That's a really thick, mellow sound. And I've got the switch all the way to my guitar switch all the way to the bridge, and the tone volume all the way down. I guess it'd be all it's opposite of the mellow. So it's okay. So that's what that sounds like. So pretty much you just experiment with what sound tone you're trying to find. Okay, so I've zoomed in here, and just to show you, I got all these knobs down to 0. Well, there we go. Now that mid's down to 0. So you can turn the bass up, or the gain all the way up, even the volume. But you've had to turn the volume way up, and now you're starting to hear it. So it's advised that see, once you start turning something up, it starts showing itself. So anyway, just start out with it in the middle like this, and that's a good place to start instead of starting at 0 for everything, because there really isn't going to be anything to work with because you're going to have to turn things up. So a good place to start would be in the middle for any preset you're trying to find, unless you already know what you're trying to go to. So anyway, it's really no right or wrong on these kinds of presets. It's just whatever you're trying to find. So I hope this kind of helps, and now we're going to move on to the amp that already has some presets built into it. It has things that you can switch it with knobs. Here we go. Alright, so here we have a Vox VT30, and here you can see what's on the top. Okay, so anyway, over here we have a headphone jack. We also have our amps that we can switch to, and I'll turn this on here in a second and I'll show you. And of course we got our gain, volume, treble, mid, bass, reverb, and here's your master volume. But the big, huge master volume is way back here, and that's what really jacks it up real loud. And then we got some other effects here, and so let me turn this on. It has tubes in it, so it takes it a bit to warm up, and then it starts playing your note. Here it comes. And again, I'm just using the camera mic volume, and I'm using just this amp right now. Okay, first we'll start with this kind of amp. You've got a preset mode, and it's, as you can see, it's got green, orange, and red preset. I'll just kind of show you. That's orange. I know it looks kind of red, but it's really orange. That's red. There's green, and there's orange, and red again. So I found out there's like red sounds okay, so here's red, and that sounds kind of trebly, and then the green kind of sounds a little more bassy, and then the orange kind of sounds a little bit more bass. So anyway, you just cycle through here, and those are different presets. So we'll just work with red, just as an example. You can switch it to manual mode, and when you do, then you can just have more full control of everything. So here's your amps. We're on green presetting here. You can change it to red. And what that does is, see, we're on green. Green is on the top of this line, so that means all the amps listed on this top line is going to be the amp you're selecting. And same thing goes if you switch it to red, it's going to be all the bottom ones. So let me turn this down a little bit. Some of these kind of get loud at first because of their presets. So we're on green. Now there's my favorite. And what I'm using is UK Modern is what it is. And that's my most favorite amp to work with because that's my style. It's like hard rock. So anyway, now we'll switch to the red preset here. Notice some of the presets, actually the amps. We've already selected our preset.